Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV, celebrity gossip, Jeff Lewis, all the things. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. I am. If you follow me on Instagram, my stories where I always post daily type stuff, that I don't post everywhere else or usually don't. But today was the first day to meet up with my little mentee. Y'all know I'm part of the local district mentor program, and this is our 4th year starting ever since I stopped being an elementary school teacher that I was for 5 years, because before that I was a stay-at-home mom and volunteered and just momming and as a parent. And then I was an elementary school teacher, so I couldn't be a mentor. And then the first year that I started doing it, I signed up and I love it. So I'm with the same little girl every year that I started with in 2nd grade. And now she's in middle school. So our school started back middle of August, but today was the first day that today was the first week that mentors could go. So it completely surprised her because, God bless the counselors. They're busy, but the counselor had not pulled her aside and said, hey, Miss Sarah will be coming on this day and this time, whatever. So when they called her from lunch, because it's her lunchtime is when we meet now, she was so surprised and she looked so big. I know it's only been like 2.5, 3 months since I saw her at the end of May, but now she went from elementary school, 4th grade, to middle school, 5th grade. And it was so exciting to see her and chat. So I shared a very funny, very relatable, if you're a mama girls, if you've ever been a girl, if you have adult friends, you will understand. But I think I tried to share a link on my Instagram story because it's like 3 minutes long. So it's on TikTok. But anyways, and then also a very, very sweet part of the story from this other girl that sat at our table. So thank you so much over on TikTok for tapping the stream. Thank you for the follow, Robin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here, get comfortable in the comments. We do this every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I go live everywhere. It goes up as a replay everywhere except for TikTok because they don't allow it. And then I put it up as a podcast at Sarah from Texas. So, and on Spotify, you can watch the video. Most days I have time to do that. It takes about 30 minutes to upload an hour-long video versus an hour-long audio podcast to Spotify. So throw me a bone. I'm a one-woman production. It is what it is, right? Nobody, Sirius XM, Spotify, iHeartRadio, ain't nobody calling my phone. Call me 713-2. Yeah. Anyways, shout out. Hello, everybody. Are y'all having a good weekend? Ours is homecoming weekend. So all the moms, if you have not seen a picture of Texas-sized moms, do I ever share my own kids' moms whenever they have them? I don't think I do. I don't know. They're huge and very expensive, and I don't know how to make them myself. So they're obnoxious. Anyway, so fun. This is homecoming weekend here at our school district. Okay, let's get into a few things. Yes, I am feeling a little better. Thank you. I'm not contagious for days, so stop telling me, don't touch it. I'm not touching it. Even whenever I put lidocaine on it, I use a cotton ball and wash my hands a million times. So God bless you. I'm aware of all the rules of how it's contagious, who it's most contagious to, who it's not contagious to, and what you have to do. The goop that's inside of it days and days ago when it was full on active, that's what's contagious. So I would have to literally dab my goop and then touch somebody. They would have to lick themselves or stick it in their eye. So slow your roll. Not the people that are being kind and respectful and informative, trying to make sure I know everything about shingles, because y'all have been so insanely helpful, way more than my, PA that we've chatted about. And, but some people are just like, I think in 3 months, they're going to tell me, oh my God, I can't believe she went to the grocery store. She's contagious. Look at her. I'm like, Anyways, speaking of, last night I was at a super fun friend event. That's why I didn't get to watch OC until this morning. And if you saw my pictures on Instagram stories, my friend has a venue in her backyard. I mean, a full on, like it's amazing. Amazing family, but she hosts these fun like girls' nights. So last night was this girls' night out, baked potato bar, drinks and sweet tea, little bar. It's just so fun. Some girls came in to teach us a couple of line dances. It was super fun. And then we did a beauty bar, which if y'all were following me back in February, this is the last time we did a gift exchange. I think it was the last time we did a gift exchange for one of these. But each person brings 12 of the same exact product, depending on what the theme is. This was a beauty theme. So I did 12 different individually wrapped face masks. And then other people did the spa headbands, the lip balms, a nail system, hand creams. I mean, there were so many different things. And then you go down this line and the hostess she always gives us these amazing trays. So this one said gorgeous on it, like a decorative tray that you would like bring out, Lisa Vanderpump would maybe have, her tea on or something. And this one said gorgeous. So it was just such a fun night. But I usually go with a couple of other people, one's out of town. And I was with my friend that we were out to dinner with last Friday night. And she watches my Instagram stuff. And she was like, I can't believe people were saying that, you were out getting people contagious. She's like, do they know you were with a nurse? And I'm like, no, they don't know anything. They don't know that I'd, of course, texted all 5 other people that I was going to be with and said, hey, this is how I'm contagious. This is what it is. Have you had chicken pox? Have you had so much nonsense? So much nonsense. ML. Oh, you missed it. Sorry. Got to pay attention. Anyways, okay, let's get into it. Court-ordered apology. Justin Timberlake. So when he was seen driving drunk, because of course there's videos of everything over the end of summer over in not Montauk, what is it? That other rich the Hamptons, where all these rich people live and drink. And he was like, his attorney was like, he was not intoxicated. We're going to fight this. Well, it was a different story now on TMZ. So now he's admitted and he's like, I keep myself to high standards and I'm disappointed in myself for not doing that. He blames himself, says, don't even drink, even if you've had one drink. That is not feasible. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm not a drinker. My husband will sometimes, very rarely, like if we're out as a family, when they were little, he never got a beer. But now they're adults, they're older and stuff. But, he might get a margarita, maybe a beer, one at a Tex-Mex restaurant. But then I'm with him to drive home. You know what I mean? If he's had one drink, I drive. But I'm out at restaurants all the time where I see the husband and the wife, and this is common, not judging, but for someone to say that someone should not drink after one drink, I agree, because I think anyone can be impaired and you don't want yourself impaired. And I'm so anti-drunk driving, obviously. But it's just not reasonable. I'm out with people all the time and I see other people at restaurants where the husband and the wife are having a glass of wine or a margarita and a beer each. And, hopefully they know their own limits and all that kind of stuff. But this is what he is preaching at this point, I'm sure, so he can get the charges lowered. Justin Martindale will have community service. They don't know the exact amount of hours yet, like 25 to 40 hours. He also has to pay like a small fine up to $500, which is like literally 1 cent compared to someone like me. And he also has to make a public service announcement, I guess, because he's an actor. So, tell me that. Michael Riley says most people can't have one drink. Oh, you mean they can't limit themselves to one drink? I mean, yeah, it's almost like a cigarette. After people have a cigarette after taking some drinks, then they have another cigarette, then they have another, nobody has one cigarette, right? And I'm talking to someone who's puffed one cigarette puff in her entire 51 years. So I'm not coming at you from the experience of a smoker. I'm just being realistic. It was just interesting. Debbie says Justin was in Sag Harbor. Okay, isn't that called the Hamptons also? Is that all the same? Rich area. I'm always the designated driver. Debbie says, me too. I don't drink anymore because it makes me feel too lit. Yeah. So anyways, but it was just, oh, I said Justin Martindale. Yes, I meant Justin Timberlake. Woo! Correction. All these people that hate me are going to be like, Sarah and from Texas is talking about you, Justin Timberlake. And he'll be like, what? And I'm like, no. Go listen. I made a mistake. God forbid, in 1 hour of talking live, I might say something wrong. Yes, I meant Justin Timberlake, not Justin Martindale. Anyway, so should be interesting. Other than that, there's really not a lot going on. I mean, not celebrities that I care about. You know what I mean? I have a lot to say on last night's episode of Real Housewives of Orange County. I already made a couple of videos about it this morning. I might change this account to Heather Dubrow Obsessed. I am not even kidding you. You know what? She'd probably follow me on Instagram. Anyways, I joke. I seriously think she is coming off, not even coming off. I think it's who she is as a mom, as a wife, as a business person, as a friend. Gosh, I mean, that bitch has it together, like life freaking goals. First of all, I can't ever be this thin because I just love food too much. I mean, clearly I had Burger King this morning. Her legs are the size of a 4-year-old. Like, I don't understand how that happens. I don't know if that's natural. I don't know. It's really hard to keep that kind of body at that age. But her, Katie's legs, I mean, just tiny. And I pay attention to that because obviously on Beverly Hills, we've had Crystal talking about her eating disorder. These are just people that have talked about it. Kyle Richards has talked about her eating disorder. Jackie from New Jersey has talked about hers, but I think it's way more prevalent. I'm not saying anyone has an eating disorder. I'm saying when I saw at the end of the show, Emily talking as much as she's lost weight and had surgeries to help her and done a month of Ozempic to help her, and she's looking around saying, look, why am I in this outfit? Why are my arms look like this? Why, just comparing herself, which is, I don't think I would last 1 week on that show because I would be like, I'm not near as rich. I'm not near as cute. I don't want to take the time to sit and glam every day. You know what I mean? Thank you, user, for sharing the live. But it starts off with, again, now this is like the second or third easily episode where they're at this resort. What is it called? Like Dawn Resort? They're at a resort, but it's a fundraiser weekend for familyequality.org. So we'll chat about that for sure. But they're having this moment because Shannon is so swollen, so upset over finding out that these videos might be coming out. To me, that means she either doesn't remember or she's super. First of all, she's got to be feeling like effed over like crazy. She's like, I would have never thought a few things. I would have never thought John Jansen would date somebody else in the public eye because he seems so against that. I never thought that he would sue me for money that I feel like, I'm talking as Shannon, that I feel like he gave me as a payback for me paying for things the first few years. And then it's just a nice thing to like, oh, here's a $35,000 facelift, a nice thing. But these videos, she must be worried that she did, in fact, do or say something horrific, that they're worried these videos are going to come out. We know they filmed this a while ago, so these videos ain't going anywhere. I mean, if they had them, they must, I've said it before, they're either going to make Johnny J look worse than he already looks, or they don't really have anything good to say at all. But this conversation and this heartfelt reaction from Heather offering her glam squad so Shannon could go and feel better about herself and get to this dinner that they went to. The dinner, which, thank you, Jesus, Alexis got all dolled up for and then had no fucking place to go because she decided, you know what? I should probably just not go to the dinner. And we're like, yes. Of course, later she was whining. I sat in my hotel room for 13 hours. No, part of that was sleeping. Like, give me a break. Don't act like they like stuck you in there from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. You had nothing to do. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I love that. Ms. May, I'm in California, and if I had $1 for every woman who said, I'm full. After eating part of half of a sandwich, I would be rich. Amen. Y'all need to go out to lunch with me because I eat, and if it's free, I eat even more. I was explaining because my mentee and I were chatting about our summers because it was the first time we'd seen each other all summer. And I was finding out what vacation she had went on and all this stuff. So I told her that one of the vacations I did was an all-inclusive beach. And she was like, what's that mean? Because, her parents pay for everything. And so I told her, I said, well, you kind of prepay. I should have told her who Megan was, but I didn't tell her. All inclusive, honey. And so I told her, you end up eating a lot because it feels like it's free. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, come out to eat with me. I definitely eat my calories. I don't drink them. So I'm always a fun defensive driver. No, what's it called? The DD, designated driver. Yes. Anyways, Tamara's narrative about just saying that Shannon is an alcoholic. I say this without having little to zero personal or even family, close friends experience as an alcoholic. So I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass here, but what I see is I don't see that Shannon. I do see that she has had moments where she leaned on and relied on alcohol to get her through some things. I also don't think that makes you an alcoholic. I think of an alcoholic as someone who literally can't stop, literally needs to wake up, drink a little bit to function, and then drinks more and more and more and more. And, now you could be a functioning alcoholic too, where you can kind of get through the day and such. I just don't believe Tamara's narrative that because Shannon orders a vodka after a very stressful weekend with her ex-boyfriend's now girlfriend, now in real time fiance, and on top of all the videos talk and the lawsuit talk and the fact that she's having to go out and take her lawyer's phone call, who Johnny J rejected her half deal and then her full deal with the NDA and all this other stuff. I'm not a drinker. Maybe I'm deciding, I'm a bit of an emotional eater. But I don't even think that. I think I just like food and I go in these highs and lows of like, I'm going to be super strict with my eating and eat clean and feel great. And then I go into slumps like I've been in for 6, 8, 10 months now, where I'm just like, oh, ice cream tastes good. Let's go eat that. And then all of a sudden I wonder why I've gained 20 pounds. But I don't feel like she's drinking like one vodka soda or whatever her drink is, because she's an alcoholic. So just shut the F up, Tamara. I'm so over you. So over you. What I'm not over is this beautiful freaking resort. What is this place called? Because I am not joking. Is it called Dawn Resort? I made a video about it on Instagram stories and tagged them because I really want to go. I'm not lying. I mean, I have no idea how much it would cost per person. Clearly, they either got this sponsored. Is it called Dawn, DAWN Resort? It's where these ladies are staying. The food, the spa, the little cute nature. I mean, all of it looks so freaking cute. I at first thought the first episode last week, I thought this was a family equality type place that maybe all the profits goes to the fundraiser of family equality. But I think I'm confused. I think they're just staying at this place called Dawn Resort, and it has Dawn Resort and Retreat, and it has nothing to do with family equality. But maybe they have a tie-in. Maybe they do. I would like to think in my little perfect world that people that are affected or benefit from, which is everyone in our world, from familyequality.org, maybe volunteers or works or attends, goes to dinner there, supports it, part of there. I don't really understand. Yeah. So, but I do want to go, but it was super dramatic. Katie and Gina. I don't know. I think Katie's coming in hard. You weren't what? Lisa loves dogs on TikTok. I wasn't impressed with Dawn Resort. Did you not see the dinner? Did you not see we saw two different things, but anyways, Yes, no Eddie again last night. And also, I caught a video or something. It almost looked like some Instagram story or a reel where Tamara is showing something about her and her daughter Sophia, almost as if they're trying to get a reality TV show. It was weird. Also, I watched OC on my direct TV, but then whenever I had to go run an errand at my kids' high school, I stopped and I put on Peacock on the app, and then I can play the audio on my over the car. So I had like 12 minutes to listen to. So I was driving from my kids' high school to the middle school that I was going to. Oh, and I drove through Burger King for me and my mentee's food. And I was listening to the rest of OC because I didn't need to watch it. I just wanted to listen to it and finish it up. But it sounded like Katie is just a liar. Like, I don't know. I feel like she's playing the game, coming in harsh. This whole paparazzi story that Katie is now blaming Gina on for kind of setting her up. I want to know your thoughts. Like, am I not seeing something or hearing something? I don't know. It seemed like at the end, it was becoming a much bigger story. It's almost taking over the weekend, especially whenever Shannon ended up, leaving earlier, it seemed like, because of her fever and cough. That was kind of funny. We'll chat about that in a second. But it seems like Heather is now believing Gina because Gina's like, look, I may not be perfect. I may have said some things. I may have told her something, but I'm not a liar. Katie is saying that Gina told her, which she's changing the words around. Just because she says something like Heather is helping me with my business, well, that's not a bad thing at all. Switching that around to the narrative of saying, I need to be friends with Heather because she is going to help me get ahead in business in my real estate. Very different. Very different. I almost feel like that's what people do with me. They'll be like, oh, Sarah said this, Sarah did this. And I'm like, go listen, because don't listen to what other numbnuts say about me. Go and listen to what I said and judge for your own dang self. It's just like me and Lisa in Kentucky, who I adore. Lisa, thank y'all for tapping the screen over there. We both watched all the episodes, the beautiful Dawn Resort. She wasn't impressed. I was. So that's why I feel like you have to watch or listen to something to get your own opinion exactly of what somebody said, their own interpretation. So what I pick up from Katie is that she's a big fat liar. She has money. She has, well, no fame before this, but a little bit of fame, I guess, as a golf, whatever she was. But I feel like she's wanting to be a housewife. She's willing to sell her soul, like I've said, these other people will, and play up these lies about Heather Dubrow, but she's throwing Gina under the bus at the same time, and I don't like it at all. ZFL says, I hope you do go through with putting together an advice type format of a show. I really enjoy hearing your stories, especially about your family and work. Oh my God, you're so sweet. What work? This work? Or as a mentor. That's not work. That's volunteer. But anyways, if that's what you're talking about. I do want to do the advice show. Y'all taught me through it. I do have a beautiful friend. Shout out Sarah in London. That is guiding me with a little bit, but help me out with what I need your stories. Give me 1 or 2 or 3. I need advice on this situation. My husband, my spouse, my best friend, my neighbor, my kids, my grandkids. I have a friend from high school that, I need those stories, whether you put it in a voice note to me, but I just need to you need to give me permission to either read it or play your voice. And then I can go live. I'm thinking I'll do Sunday evenings and then it'll go up as a podcast, but I want us to be able to chat about it. I want y'all to put your input in on this advice stuff because I know that we will. Hold on. I love when y'all use this. Oh, Emily's asking how I feel. I feel great. I said that at the beginning. Not great. I'm feeling better. If it looks shiny, it's because I've got 4% lidocaine on it. So it's way dried out, like crusty dried out. So I'm not contagious for days, but it looks more moisturized. See this greasy in my hair and the greasy right there? I get the cotton ball of the lidocaine gets in it. So anyways, I am also on repeat on TikTok. The replays go up on TikTok? I don't think they do. Do they, Lisa? TikTok doesn't allow them. I can put up clips, but they're always dumb clips that they offer for me. Anyways, must remember, which one was that, Mabu? Must remember how Shannon Bedore tried to get Kelly Dodd drunk. Doesn't matter if you like Kelly. That was 100% wrong. I don't remember that one. I do. Who was it? Oh my gosh. Was it Beverly Hills? Oh my gosh. Who were they were outside on a patio this big, and somebody was literally trying to get like Gretchen. It was old school OC. So, I think it was OC. Oh my gosh. Who wasn't? They were really trying to get someone drunk. I can't remember what it was. Yes, somebody said set up an email. Set up a separate email for people to provide you the content. Some podcasts allow for people to call in. I just need to figure it out. I just keep, with having COVID, my kids going back to school, one daughter going back to college or to college for the first time, another kid going away to college, back to college, Labor Day weekend, shingles. It's just been put to the wayside, but I do want to figure that out. I think that would be so good. You're back on TikTok now. Wait, what? Anyways, I thought it was on there. Anyways, okay. But let me know. Are you team Katie or team Gina? I'm always team Heather Dubrow if you've seen my videos for sure. Okay, so Shannon, they go at this resort and they go to this like calm, almost like yoga time, like peaceful. They're in the grass and all this stuff. And Shannon admits she had a fever the night before and she says it was from stress. Now, you can get sick from stress. I don't think you get a fever. I mean, a fever is literally your body like, woo, we're sick. My temperature is rising. We need to, or wait, what is a fever? Whatever a fever is, it's your body fighting off something. So I don't think you can get sick from that, but she literally had a fever. Then she's coughing. The edit that the producers did on that scene was hilarious because everybody's doing their confessionals and they're like, we're trying to be all calm and peaceful. And, Shannon's coughing, it was hilarious. Another part is they go and this lady is going to show them how to make biscuits. And yet they all start bitching and moaning. And the biscuit lady is like, so did y'all come together over biscuits? Oh my God. No. But Emily, love Emily. And she will be on Jeff Lewis Live next Friday, but not with Shane. Like, I hope Shane comes. I love Shane. He's hilarious, but she's going to be on with Doug Budem, who I also love, but I love Emily and Shane together, but I love Emily was talking about, I want to be skinny and I want to be looking like these girls. And we're doing this modeling show. And I feel so self-conscious with my arms and my legs and all this stuff, but I love biscuits and I'm going to eat the biscuits. And I'm like, yes. Like, I think I could have lunch with her and we would actually eat a meal. You know what I mean? She would be like, I'll have this salad with no dressing. And I'd be like, wow, that's a whole 30 calories, like blow me away. What I said earlier, though, a lot of these shows have body image issues. Facts are facts. Let's just not blow smoke up anyone's ass. Emily, of the OC ladies, is I don't know about heavy weight wise, but she is the thickest. Okay. I think that's the term she used, even thick or something. She's very self-conscious and she says she's always been self-conscious about her arms, especially in her body. So all of these ladies, they're doing this runway model thing for this, I don't know, basic clothes. I mean, Heather Dubrow, she must have 7 businesses. I mean, just making money hand over foot, right? God bless her when she doesn't need to at all. But they're doing this, clothing line. And then the proceeds of that launch was going to all go back. The profits was all going to go back to this familyequality.org. And I did put up that website. There's a place to just donate money. There's a place to do some other things and events and stuff. So if you wanted that information, because even though she kept saying it, I feel like obviously OC, the drama of Shannon and Alexis and the drama of Gina and Katie, the beautifulness of the Dawn Resort was kind of out, whatever. Dawn Ranch. Thank you so much. Dawn Ranch is what it's called, not Dawn Resort. And I did put that on my Instagram story that will expire tomorrow at Sarah from Texas podcast. So, anyways, but they're all tiny. I mean, but noticeably this season, I've seen Heather Dubrow extra tiny. And then Katie is super tiny. I don't know. the whole thing with Katie and Gina, saying that it was a setup. Girlfriend, the only reason we're talking about you is because of this. Like, that's been your whole story since you came on. I mean, I gave you a little bit of credit a couple of episodes ago for like opening up and talking about your ex-husband and the parental alienation, how one of your kids chooses to live with the husband and, being vulnerable about that. But yeah, okay, wait. Krista says Heather Dubrow's face has dramatically changed this season. I mean, she's married to, this itches right there. I'm going to scratch this side because only this side is the shingles. Shingles could only follow one nerve, and it's on this one. It's not on this one. Anyways, that's just lice or something. I'm kidding. If you know how the word lice freaks me out, if you've ever had 5 children with super blonde hair, woo! Lice is expensive. Let's just say we have a professional lice removal place in Houston, and they have my credit card number. Okay. Yes. May Boo says, I'm a size 14 in the U.S., I think. Yes, I'd like to be a size 10, 12, but no smaller. Skin and bones don't look good to me. I personally love a skin and bones look. We'll chat about what it's not feasible for me. But at some point, when you're in your 50s and you've had children and hormones and, all that, it's just harder to just like every one of these housewives are just naturally thin, naturally abnormally thin. And I don't want to say abnormal in a bad way. I mean, it's not natural that's not what they would naturally look like if they were eating normal meals. Okay. Enough of that. Shannon ended up leaving early, and Alexis was like, I would like to talk to her. This is a lovely event. It's about family equality and love, love, love. Teresa and, Shannon, I thought very calmly, not cuntly, walked up to Alexis, said goodbye to everyone else, said, I'm sorry I'm leaving early. But she said, I'm not interested in talking to you. I agree. Why talk to her? Where are my notes on Jeff Lewis today? I don't know. Okay. Y'all throw me a bone. I am on I'm on Tylenol or Advil. I did Tylenol PM last night. Thankful somebody recommended that. That did work. I did wake up. This antiviral I take in the first thing in the morning, and then I take it 1:00, and then it says at bedtime. So whatever time I happen to go to bed, I take it. Well, it says take with a lot of water and make sure you're super hydrated. So, running errands and being busy and all the things would make me pee all the dang time. So I did have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. But other than that, the itching, but I'm also putting this lidocaine on at night and sleeping this way instead of doing the ice packs at night, because it's now more the itching that's bothering me. These painful, like all of a sudden just this ping of itch that's just this painful itch is coming up. So anyways, but just throw me a bone. I am on, medication, and I'm dealing with an illness that I'm not even used to it. Mayboo says, oh my God, you've broke my dream, Sarah. I dreamt I had nits in my hair. Nits are the eggs from lice. I know all the terminology. I'm like a professional lice person. When I tell you I could be a guest on anyone's podcast because I can talk about so many things, I could do a full hour on lice information because there's so much misinformation about lice. Like putting mayonnaise on your head does not kill the lice. Anyways, I dreamt I had nits in my hair and was pulling them out, but they were worms. Ew, wonder what that means. Call into Dr. Donna and ask her. Dr. Donna, raised 3 children. She knows about lice. I'm sure of it. Oh my gosh. Dasha Blaylock says, these women at any age that are too skinny are aging them. Heather's too skinny, not cute. Now, I think Heather dresses beautifully. You know whose arms are freaking me out this summer and nobody's talking about it? Tamra's in the confessionals. Woo! They are doing her dirty in the confessionals. Ain't no producer saying, ooh, like, don't lift your arms, Tamra. That looks like shit. It's crazy the way her arms look, considering how fit she is. It just, I sort of love it because y'all know I don't really love her. And I love that she's like getting all this shit done to her face. I'm like, fix your fucking arms, lady. They look disgusting. Just if you're not even watching OC this season, it's worth it just to see her arms on the confessional. So Google it. If you want me to send you a picture of it, I will. Lisa Loves Dogs on TikTok says, I think Emily looks great just the way she is. She's worked hard to get where she's at. But like Emily, like me, I mean, I'm speaking like I know her. I've only met her a couple times, but I love Emily and Shane. It doesn't come easily. You know what I mean? Like, we're not just going to, skip an ice cream cone and lose 30 pounds and tone up. It takes a lot of work to keep that. So yes, I think she looks great, but I think it's more work. And I do think genetics and lifestyle and all the things help everybody, but it doesn't really, how do you say this? It doesn't come, it comes easier for people not age 50 and up, people that haven't given birth, you know what I mean? But genetics also play a role. It's just, there's no coincidence that there's however many 50 or 60 housewives on all the different whatevers, and they're all a size 6 or smaller probably. And they might be smaller in real life. This is what we see on TV, which I think on TV, they probably are really look 10 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? Kelly Dodd is gorgeous. I won't deny that. I do think Kelly Dodd is gorgeous. Do I think there's prettier housewives? Yes. I mean, if I had to rank them, I mean, Gretchen Rossi is up there, even though she wears a lot of makeup. I think Gretchen Rossi is beautiful. But y'all know I have a type, right? Tall, extra thin, blonde, Okay, let's chat Jeff Lewis. It was Jade Catapretta on. I totally had forgotten she'd been on before. Sherry Lapina says, rank them. It's like, name them. Give me a list, and one day I will rank them in who I think is prettiest. Because, I mean, it's just my opinion. I can have an opinion. Just like Lisa thinks that Dawn Ranch wasn't impressive. What the hell did you look at, Lisa? What would impress you? If Dawn Ranch didn't impress you, good Lord, your standards are high. I'm never going on vacation with you. Tara B on TikTok says, I think Tamra gave Katie the idea of being set up by Gina. That wouldn't shock me at all. You know why? Because I think Tamra definitely plans out and strategizes OC housewife stuffs year round. And clearly she does 2 teas in a pod. So it's now become her side gig, if you will. You know what I mean? Yeah. Terry Jaffe Wiseman on Instagram says, I think Kelly Dodd is beautiful. I like her short hair too. I did see that she cut her hair short. I like the short hair, and we'll see. I think Jeff is going to like it too. I think Jeff is going to compliment her on that Monday whenever she and Rick are on. If Rick doesn't end up having COVID, I mean, she posted yesterday that he's feeling sick at the beach. And I'm like, he's going to have COVID because you just had COVID probably. Now he's feeling sick. Anyways, I haven't watched it yet. I ran out of time because mom duties. And then my mentor, Kathleen on YouTube says, Watch What Happens Live was so cringe last night. Johnny and Alexis. Wonder why she didn't want to flash the fake cubic zirconia. Ooh, she didn't want to. The black jacket I saw he had on, I was like, ew, you look so gross, like so sleazy, so bleh. Oh, I'm so jealous. Jay Jones on TikTok says, Gretchen Rossi was at the mall in Newport Beach. She's absolutely beautiful, or absolutely gorgeous woman. I love that. Lisa wants everyone to watch The Anonymous on USA Network. It's so good. She's trying to talk me into it. I don't know what it's about, but y'all, if I haven't found time for the Mormon Wives, I can't find time. That was last Sunday that Rick was sick. Are you sure? Did I see a very old Instagram? They were at the beach, and he said that he was feeling sick, and they needed some vitamin D. Dolly girl. Maybe I'm wrong. Lord knows I could be wrong. I hate when I gain weight in my arms. Dasha said, because I haven't done body pump in so long because I've been sick or traveling all summer. I love doing body pump, but I just can't. It's really hard for me to get defined shoulders and arms. Like I have to really cut my calories, and I just can't. You know what I mean? Sherry says the Mormon Wives was a snooze fest. Well, those girls are working because they are on every podcast under the sun, literally. Literally. Um, Southern Bells Sales. Hi, Sarah. Do you know why Jeff paid for Gage's attorney fees? I missed it if he told. It just doesn't make sense unless there's an agreement he can't sue again. I don't think there's an agreement he can't sue again. I think he just no, I don't think he wanted to. I think that's the agreement they came to because I think Gage was going to keep fighting that. And it was like Jeff was like, I'm going to keep paying attorney's fees to fight paying the attorney's fees. I think at some point, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think at some point the judge decided that Jeff was responsible for paying Gage's attorney fees, even though Gage was one that initiated the lawsuit. And this was all over, God, the last thing, this was all over the week on, week off, or the 225, 235, the child custody situation, right? The judge decided, Michael Riley says, okay, that's what I thought. So, but he agreed, but when he's not getting along with Gage, what did he call him yesterday? He calls him name, but he's paying, but he lets us know, look, I'm paying $33,000. I mean, it's crazy to me. That's why he's going to say yes to this liposuction ad that he's about to have done. Anyways, okay, Jay Catapretta and Reza Farhan were on today. She was on back on August 21st. All I remember about her is this video, because the video clips that Sam makes, I always try to repost on my TikTok and the Instagram. I try to reshare. It was about her being a lesbian. She was like, yes, I'm doing the lesbian thing. So today I felt like it was her first time. And I'm like, why isn't he explaining who she is? Like, I felt like he wasn't like, oh, she is this. And I met her at this party, or I know her from such and such. It's because she's been on before. But I also felt like that was 3.5 weeks ago. Like, remind us, like, I don't know who she is. Now I've learned of a lot of new people from the Jeff Lewis show that I love now, but it's not like she's Jennifer Aniston where everyone, she needs no introduction. I had no idea who she was. So anyway, she was good on the show. But Jeff tells us about a date that he went on last night that he kind of feels a little bit catfished because the guy's like not 6'1", which that's his little minimum. And he's like, he goes, he was attractive. I think he said he was more attractive than the pictures on the Hinge app, but he said he's gained some weight. But luckily, Jeff doesn't like a skinny mini. We all know Jeff has a type. I mean, Ryan was kind of short, so I don't think Ryan is his type anymore. Doesn't matter because he's with somebody and has an adult Chloe. I'm assuming she's an adult by now, 16, 17. Chef Stu was not skinny. He was, worked out. Scott works out. Gage works out. I think that's all the ones we've seen, right? Are those all the ones that we know? We never saw. Remember there was Don the bartender. We never got to see him. Florida laws are so different. I don't know, we're talking than Alabama. Not sure about California. I don't know what y'all talking about over there on TikTok. Oh, the anonymous show is okay. Lisa's telling us about the anonymous show. Krista says Jeff Lewis better cool it with the plastic surgery. He's going to throw a clot and be in bad trouble. Throw a clot, dang. That does, was it Jade who or on the Jeff Lewis extended? Was it Paul and Patrick warning him? Who was that? They were warning him about. I had to listen in the car a lot today, doing stuff, so I wasn't able to take as many notes as I normally do. But about people that die, like doing, all of this stuff. Anyways, speaking of dying, he talked about the Wells Fargo lady. I love that he's obsessed with this story because when I heard it also, I was like, oh my God, like I worked in an office. I didn't have a cubicle. We had a big, I didn't work in a cubicle, but we had a big, I could have never died and nobody known for 3 or 4 days at work or my personal life, thankfully. But this lady that died named Denise in Arizona, the Wells Fargo lady that died in her cubicle, age 60. Jeff brings up Like, was there no cleaning crew? Like, why did nobody go over and clean that? Didn't they take out your trash? Like, even if I worked late, I would see the cleaning crew come around. If there was one tissue, they would at least empty it into the, like, they didn't come around to her cubicle for all those days and clean anything. Like, nobody clued in. Nobody had to go over to her and ask her a question. Nobody had to email her. It was the weekend. She didn't have plans with anyone. Nobody said, oh, Denise isn't texting me back. Oh, I haven't seen the neighbor. Oh, Denise's dog hasn't been. I mean, so sad. Thank you, Cherish. Oh, thank you for tapping the screen over on TikTok. We're over 8,300. So thank you for tapping the screen. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pooty Cat. What a name. Pooty, Poody. 1960. Thank y'all for tapping the screen. I appreciate it. Yeah. Y'all are talking about Jeff and Gage. Thank you, Chatty Kathy. Southern Bells says, so Gage can just keep doing the same things to Jeff as he'll expect Jeff will always pay attorney fees. It will just be a bad cycle and he can sue him over and over again. Yeah, because now he's not even paying for suing. And I guess it went in Jeff's, way because he wanted the 1 week on, 1 week off for their custody. But yeah, Jeff's paying for it. So he ended up paying for the thing. You know what I mean? Doesn't come on. Oh, I don't think you can die from heat exhaustion inside of a Crafty Dodger says, if you don't move the air conditioner, if you don't move, the AC doesn't come on. Might have been heat exhaustion if she fell asleep. Well, no, because the whole office, I'm assuming, had air conditioning. It's going to really be hot. Heat exhaustion to die from that is very severe. I don't think you could do that even, think about it. 100 years ago, we didn't have air conditioning and people weren't dying inside buildings. They would die out in the heat from no water. Anyways, who knows? I'm not a freaking doctor. They did talk about when Jeff, and this was all over flipping out, Jeff's house on Gramercy, the one he bought 2 different times. They started talking about because Jade feeds her neighbors squirrels. And so Jeff was like, you can't do that. That's going to make the coyotes come. And she's like, wait, what? Remember when he was feeding the deer the apples? So you know who wants to eat the deer is the coyotes. So all of that trained the deer to come to his house right behind it in this beautiful looking forest thing he had. But then he couldn't even take the dogs out without a leash or someone watching them because the coyotes were going to get his little dogs. So stressful, right? So stressful. Somebody did message me. I don't care because I'm not going to have this done. The pre-nouveau, they are going to have the pre-nouveau giveaway to a fan, to a chump listener, maybe more. I have no idea. Next week. That's all Jeff said. It's not for chumps like Jeff's close friends. It's for chump listeners. Thank you, Knefa 2020, for following me on TikTok. I appreciate it. Thank you for tapping the screen. I really appreciate. We're almost at 10,000 taps. Thank y'all. Let's do 15,000. We have about 10, 11 more minutes. Okay, let's chat Jeff Lewis extended, and then we'll leave some time for just open-ended questions. But seriously, if you have, maybe your sister-in-law has a story or it needs advice, maybe your cousin, maybe your neighbor, send me something. Don't make it up, but I mean, send me something a situation where you need anonymous advice. And I'm going to do a podcast on that. I think it would be so good. I think we all of a certain age need an anonymous outlet to get real, genuine advice on friends, family, or relationship, kids, 3-year-olds, 30-year-olds, all the things, you know what I mean? Where should we send the questions? Don't message me on TikTok because you know what my TikTok messages are? Hi, beautiful. And I'm like, I saw your profile. Can we be friends? Or thanks for being a fan. I'm like, I'm not a fan of you. I'm like, I get the dumbest messages on TikTok. They're all gross scammers, I'm sure. Anyways, on my Instagram, you can also email. I do still have this email address, Sarah, SARAH, at all one word, Jeff, JEFF, Lewis, LEWIS, obsessed. And if you're a chump and don't know how to spell obsessed, it's OBSESSED.com. Sarah with an H at JeffLewis.com. JeffLewisObsessed.com. I don't even know. I paid for a website a year or two ago thinking I was going to create that website. And then I changed my name to Sarah from Texas. So, but with that, I get a prepaid email. So I can check that email address. But even if you can send a voice note on Instagram that I could record and play, if you give me permission, change the name, change the city. I don't need your city. I don't need write whatever you'd want me to say publicly. So change your stuff. You know what I mean? There's raccoons. Oh yeah, there's raccoons here. We have coyotes here. We back up. My house doesn't back up to a house. It backs up. I have a regular fence, 8-foot fence or whatever. We back up to a golf course driving range that's next to the golf course. So coyotes, it's a free ranging. So at night, sometimes we'll hear coyotes, but they're not gonna, like, we don't leave Luna out overnight. She sleeps in our bedroom all snuggly. But, she's 84 pounds there, but they can't, I don't think, get over our 8 or 10 feet back fence. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes. If you just joined, yes. If you have something you need advice on, anything in the world, message me anywhere on my social media at Sarah from Texas podcast, or email me at sarah@jefflewisobsessed.com. Okay, let's talk Jeff Lewis extended real quick with Poland Patrick. I did reshare the runway rundown thing that he does. Runway rundown that he creates. He was basically anti-mom. Patrick and Pole were like, Molly Sims looked too much like a mom. Kristen Takeman looked too much like a mom. Lunel apparently had 75 carats of diamonds on, which was, that girl is RICH. Oh my goodness. Oh, she's fine. Krista says, oh, they can get over Sarah. We've been at this house 18 years. Nobody has ever said a coyote was in their yard. And trust me, we've got very active Facebook groups and all that stuff. The ring people. Anyways, keep a watch on Luna at night when you let her out. No, I won't. Just being honest with you. I am not going to walk out there every time Luna goes out. Now, a lot of times at night, I say at night, meaning anytime, 5 p.m. to 8:30 or 9, my husband or the kids and I will all be out with her. So we're all out there. But anyways, we never hear anyone even scratching on our fence. You know what I mean? So anyways, so Jeff, is he open to things? So Jeff has never really wanted to do anything free or for a discount or anything, but whatever this liposuction is, which you're right. Pole and Patrick are like, nobody does liposuction anymore. They all just do Ozempic or what are they called? The G, whatever the pill, the shot, whatever those shots are called, the G, whatever they're called, GL1s, whatever they're called. Anyways, oh yes, Mary says, we almost lost a Yorkie to an owl. That was a surprise to me. No, I know, birds. We've never had a tiny dog though, except a poodle growing up, but we never had anything try to get them. So yes. Oh, Dasha says Jeff does have a type, but that's not working. John Hill looks good with him if he had a sense of humor like Jeff. Gage never looked right for Jeff. I thought Gage looked like a fit for Jeff. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what she said. When I find someone, we'll let him know. Oh, you're going to find someone for Jeff, Dasha? I love that. Wait, what? Oh, 30. Oh, I thought you were saying, thought Yvonne was saying she's had a dog for 30 years. I'm like, that's a big fat lie. She meant she's had different Aussie dogs since she got married 30 years ago. Such protective animals. Very sweet. But they were serious. This caller calls in who was hilarious, was like, Jeff, I can't take it. You cannot do this liposuction because if you die, I won't be able to listen and enjoy Jeff Lewis live anymore. So I love it. And Shane was like, well, way to bring that back to you. You know what I mean? Good question. Windy City Gal says, what happened to the chiropractor? I don't know, but I looked at one point because somebody told me that guy stopped following Jeff. So that guy followed several, because he said his Instagram on the whatever, and all y'all sent it to me because I didn't hear them say it on the extended show when Alyssa was like, "Oh, you sound cute. What's your Instagram?" And he said it, which was public. He followed like Shane, like a lot of people do, followed all the main chunks. He followed Jeff Lewis, but he doesn't anymore. I haven't checked him in a long time, but I think that died out. And Jeff never, Jeff never said anything negative about him, but I thought it was very interesting that he unfollowed Jeff instead of just being like, "Oh, we didn't work out," or "We went on a couple of dates." You know what I mean? Yes, Cheris, Sarah at jefflewisobsessed.com to send me an advice question. If y'all have nothing for me to give you advice on or us to chat about, then I can't do it, right? Who did he end up saying won the runway thing? I don't even know. All I heard was them talking about Monroe and the date and the stress and Paul and Patrick. Patrick has a grown daughter now from his first marriage to a woman, but they were divorced when she was little, and Paul and Patrick have been together now like 20, 21 years. So they have talked about, that they had her. I think they shared custody. And Paul talks about things like, when she was a high schooler at Beverly Hills High School, taking her door off her bedroom, and things like that. So he understands raising a daughter and helping raise a daughter. So Paul had really good advice for him of like, hey, she's almost 8 years old at this point. Come up with let her come up with some ideas on things that she wants to do on this one night that she has a couple hours with you. That way she can look forward to it. Because, at this point, Jeff and Gage are not talking. And then, I'm Cheryl Crow. Chumpettes have themselves together. No advice needed. That's true. Anyway, so it was really good advice at the very end of the show today. Okay, Looney. That scared the shit out of me. Oh my God. Okay. Luna just tried to get in the door. She did get in, but it scared the crap out of me because I knew she was downstairs. You came in like a wild woman. Why are you so wild? Did you get your ticket, everything you needed? Okay. Anyways. Oh, I love that. Dolly Girl says Monroe will probably ask to go shopping with Jeff. I know, but I mean, I did see a cute meme yesterday. Somebody sent to me, or I saw it somewhere, but it said something like, little kids don't say, "Oh, I had a bad day. Can we not talk about it?" or something like that. They just say, little kids will say like, "Daddy, can I play with you today?" You know what I mean? In other words, her idea of being close or spending time or making memories with Jeff might be, let's go shopping together, because that's one of the things that they enjoy together. You know what I mean? Whereas my kids at almost 8, they were all in sports already. They were doing ice skating and baseball and softball and select. And I mean, in Texas, we don't play around. By 8 years old, our kids were in some serious activities. So we were spending time with them, but we also had a lot going on. Whereas I don't even know if she's in fencing anymore, if she's taking that ballet class. He hasn't really updated us on anything, right? I'm Cheryl Crow says, does LA have a zoo? I'm assuming they do. Says he could take her to the zoo and they could eat at the zoo. Oh, zoo food is bleh. Anyways. I love that. Michael Riley's like, I took the door off my son's room and it freaked him out that I did it. Oh yeah. We've never done it with 5 kids, but there's still time. my 2 high schoolers just got home, so they've each been in the room. So they're hearing me. Anyways. I agree. Tiffany Chump says, I agree, Tiffany. Going out to dinner just seems like such an adult activity to do that often. And they don't go to places. I mean, they've been to Chuck E. Cheese, but he only goes there with grandma. He takes her to, I've been to a bunch of Chumpettes, and I met for lunch at, what's the place he talks about at Century City? The Tex-Mex restaurant that has the big food that he buys, whatever that place is. I've been there, and that's kind of casual. And actually, we've been in Irvine also. Javier's. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, he takes her to really fancy schmancy places too, where you got to kind of sit and be quiet, and you can't, I think think for most 8-year-olds, going to a fancy restaurant is, probably not on their list of things to do. You know what I mean? So, maybe they should go to Chili's. Yeah, where you can be a kid and you can, I don't know. Yeah. And she goes out to dinner with a lot of adults. There's never like, I would think by 8, if I only had one kid, I would letting her invite a friend with us. That way she could hang out with that friend. You know what I mean? Pasadena. Oh, Luna, did you toot? Looney, stinky girl. Looney, stinky girl. Oh, goodness. I mean, she's like 4 feet from me and I can. Javier's is very nice and expensive for Mexican. Yeah. But it's not overly fancy and stuffy. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't love a fancy restaurant. Anyways. Oh my God. I love that Dolly girl. They should go to Chili's and pretend it's her birthday. We used to love doing that. So we did that to my mom one time. We have a wonderful, I love Papacitos, a chain restaurant here that's Tex-Mex, and now it has a lot of seafood, which I love. But they do the huge sombrero and they sing to you. So years ago we served, because my mom hated that stuff. And we looked and it was not her birthday. And we were like, it's her birthday. And they came from behind her and put the hat on, and anyways, it's fun. Yes. Uplift with Jen said, that's what they said. She may have just had a bad day. That caller that called in and said, look, here's another perspective, which was really good that I had not thought of. I'm not in that co-parenting situation. So this is something, since he is not on good terms with Gage, she was saying, look, just like you get in a bad day, a bad mood from spending a few minutes or hours with Gage, she's got to spend 7 days with him. So she might be just in a bad mood from that. And it doesn't mean she doesn't have a good relationship with him. I mean, any kid can have a bad moment with a parent at any kind of, moment, right? So anyways, oh wait, what? Kevin, you got sad news. Your dog passed away on the 4th of July. I'm sorry. That's awful. Anyways. I love that. Mayboo says, if I said to my kids, let's go to dinner, just the two of us, they'd be like, oh no, she wants to talk. Is that like grown, like they're in trouble, or teenagers? But it's 7, 8 years old. She wouldn't think that, right? Like Jeff's not having like in-depth conversations with her. You know what I mean? I mean, not 7 and 8, is he? I don't know. Who knows? Yeah. Uplift with Jen on TikTok says, doesn't seem like she typically acts like that on his extra day with her. Yeah, and that's why he was hurt, right? His feelings were hurt. And he could have just been extra emotional. You know what I mean? That's a great idea. Bowling. Our family loves bowling. Fun fact, I bowled a 243 when I was 11 years old. I was Houston City champion. Just saying. Last Christmas, I got all the girls in our family matching bowling socks. And the 2 boys, my hubs and the son, the only boy, matching bowling socks, because we love to go bowling as a family on holidays. Like those weird one-off holidays, not weird, but where they get like a Monday off, school, and my husband's off work, we always go bowling. So anyways, Yvonne Gow, he needs to take her bowling or to a trampoline park. Oh my God, that's great ideas. See, my youngest is almost 15. So even though I've been to everywhere and taken my kids 700 times to everything, the best thing I love doing as a mom, because the moms would go, we would talk, we'd have lunch. So we had girl time. We would take our kids to these indoor mall play areas, that soft, squishy, whatever that material, free. They'd take their shoes off, run around, meet other friends. And then the moms could sit and talk with the strollers. Ugh, the best. We could eat their goldfish and not feel guilty about it. No calories when you're eating your kids' snacks, by the way. No calories. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gregory. Anyways. Okay, we keep going longer, but I do try to keep this to an hour. So we are going to wrap it up. Having an amazing weekend. Make sure you're following me everywhere, because I might do a surprise live podcast on Sunday evening, so about advice. So if I do, make sure you're following me. I will always promote it on my Instagram, YouTube. TikTok's not really easy to promote stuff, but I'll probably go live on YouTube only. That way I can just read the comments. It's too much to do it on multiple whatevers. It's just way too much. because those comments stay up. And with advice, we want to hear the comments, right? So make sure you're following me everywhere at Sarah from Texas Podcast and hit the notify me button on all of them, because then that lets you know whenever I post. So that's true, Dolly Girl. Is it a surprise if you just told us? But I haven't decided yet. So I have no idea, because we have some stuff going on. I'm not sure if I can squeeze it in or not. But also, if you have no advice, then I can't do a show. So you got to send me something at Sarah, SARAH, at jefflewisobsessed.com. Do I send, what? Dasha, do I send condolences to wife of an ex-husband father? Oh, you're giving me thing already. Okay, send me a message. Don't, shh. Send me a message so I can read it. Anyways, okay. We will wrap it up. Have an amazing weekend. I got to go write a check real quick because our lawn guys are here and they only take checks. I mean, I got to talk them into Zelle, right? Anyways, okay. Bye, y'all. Thank you for joining live or the replay. Bye, Instagram.